Hey Internet, today's episode is team composition and team building. This is like my 22nd take of this video. I am so sad. Alright, so we're not even going to talk about the abyss because I don't do it, but if you need to know, I will quickly show you the two main teams. Mainly the 20 failed takes was because of background noise, family talking, things like that. Also just me messing up. Okay, so you got a group of monsters, so you want something to group them together. So something like this, so a Venti, Ganyu, Ayato, one or the other, or both if you want to, and then just a healer, because you can't heal with any of them. And yeah, so group them up, AoE and DOT, so area of effect, damage over time, and that would pretty much end the group of monsters. In terms of a single monster, so this, you would want something that deals a lot of damage really quickly and have supports that enable you to do that. So Yoimi is a single target DPS, and Fischl and Xingqiu will allow her to do more DPS through their skill of Oz and the Rain Swords. Zhongli's nice because he is a shielder and it reduces all resistances by 15%. So since you got the best shield in the game, you don't need a healer unless you're fighting wolves, in which case you should get a healer. Now I can't explain every single situation, but those are the two main scenarios. If you're fighting a boss like a cube or a cryo ridge is fine, just know their gimmick and plan accordingly. So cryo ridge is fine, or like any ridge is fine, just have the opposite element to break their shield. So cryo, so fire beats ice, so bring a pyro. Electro uses, you need the cryo to break the electro shield. I'm sure you've done the reaction tutorial. Okay, so let's go for exploration team comps, because I'm a casual player, so I should probably go through those. So you should probably get 2 animo characters, so you can reduce your stamina by 15%, increase your movement by 10%, and cooldowns by 5%. So that's why you got 2 or more. In terms of movement speed, you would want Sayu and Yilan. I don't have Wanderer unfortunately, but so you got your 2 animo combo for stamina reduction. You got Sayu to roll really fast. You got Yilan to run really fast, and that's their skills. Okay, other exploration. If you enjoy picking up berries, flowers,
I've been waiting for you for ages.
Nahida is your god or Archon.
I'll take good care of everyone.
Where to this time?
Okay, so for Yao Yao and Sayu, I won't show you where crystal flies are because for the 20 takes that I've been trying to do, I think I picked up most butterflies, crystal butterflies. Okay, so Nahida, her job, or her ability, is to pick things up with her skill, if I can find some. Okay, cool. So say you want to pick those mushrooms, but they're really far away
see
and
everything.
you don't want to climb that house, so you can do that. And yeah, you can pick up 8 maximum.
Hey,
Alright, so that's what she does. Yao Yao and Sayu. Basically, you can catch crystal butterflies without scaring them, but only one. Because if there are 2 next to each other, you can catch one, but the other one will fly away. For Aloy, for those that have managed to get Aloy, I think it was a one-time thing. She may return in the next Horizon Zero Dawn, or not Zero Dawn, but the Zero Dawn series. And I say may, depending if Genshin Impact wants to partner up with Horizon Zero Dawn and PS5 again. But what she does is allows you to sneak up on boars, birds, and frozen boars, so they won't run away. Okay, what else? So that's cool. So those are notable exploration characters. Okay, so if you're planning to run a marathon and you want stamina
give me a
consumption,
moment to compose myself.
This will be interesting.
probably show you free to play.
At the ready.
Stay close. All
So-
right, let's go.
So if you're planning to swim long distances, Beto will reduce stamina consumption by 20%. If you're climbing, Candace. Running, Kaya. And gliding, Amber. They do all the same. So 20% stamina consumption. Yes, there
If you ever
are
want to trade
5-star
tactics,
variants.
I'm always ready.
I can show you some. Probably this would be better. So, like I said, I don't have Wanderer for movement speed, and I don't have Shao for climbing. Okay. So the 5-star equivalent is
Ready
Venti,
for a rehearsal?
Kazuha.
All right.
So
Let's head
just
off.
imagine Shao. And there is no 5-star. Well, technically, Mona.
It is as the stars foretold.
So Mona's also a special case because she can swim across the water. Like, she can dive under it. So this is just an example. Okay, where's the island? Alright, cool. So let's say you wanna
I trust you.
swim to the Geo cube from here. So if you combine Beto and have Mona or Ayaka, which I don't have, but you can actually swim across no problem. So that's with Beto's 20% stamina reduction, and you can just swim across like this and you won't drown. Easy. Normally you would actually, if you're farming this Geo Cube, you would put a portable waypoint so you don't have to swim like that, but just showing that you could if you wanted to. Okay. Have we covered everything for exploration? I think so. Alright. So, team building. Let's start off with the fundamentals. So So
Time to
you got a
begin work?
DPS, you got a shielder,
What shall we do?
you got a healer,
We can do this!
and you got a support.
What exactly is teamwork?
So that is the basics. DPS, shielder, healer, support. There is contention whether you should put your DPS in your first slot. It varies on team build. I prefer mine to be in the second spot
Ready
because
for a rehearsal?
my rotation is Venti Burst, Ganyu Burst, then Ayato,
What's that? Join you for a walk?
and if somehow they're not dead,
Why not?
What shall we
then
do?
we got another burst. So DPS slot should be number 1 in most cases, but not always. It just depends on your elemental reaction rotation. Okay, so I'm going to assume, I know, never assume, but if you started playing this game, I'm sure you've done the slime tutorial where it tells you what kind of reactions do what, hopefully. I don't think you can skip it. That's an unskippable tutorial. It's literally the first minute when you play the game. It's inside Tibet, not the Celestia place. Okay. So, team compositions / synergies. Okay, it depends on the character. There's so many, the combinations can be infinite. But basically, you just want a team that supports your DPS or synergizes with your DPS. So, yes, you can turn any character into a valuable character with the right composition. So, okay. For example, no, I'll get copyright strike for that if I have the music on. Alright. So, you know Deval and the Dragon. So, the entire purpose, so this team composition is entirely devoted to supporting Ganyu. Since Ganyu fires RPGs at a dragon, your entire team should focusing on supporting Ganyu's DPS. So in this instance, I have Barbara with Thrilling Tales, which will boost Ganyu's attack. Using Shinha's skill will boost her normal attack. And then Tatalia, his passive boosts everyone's normal attack by +1. So that's how this team synergy works. It's built around Ganyu. And try it, have a different. So the Yoimiya team.
Let's go out and play!
Behold, the Princess Endeavor Talon.
May knowledge guide you.
So this example is built around Yoimiya. So Yoimiya is a single target DPS using Oz. Well, because Fischl is at C6, she can use Oz to synchronize with Yoimiya's normal attack. So when Yoimiya fires an arrow, so will Oz. And using Xingqiu's Rain Sword, it synergizes with Yoimiya because it can do reverse mount or regular mount depending on the internal cooldown of Yoimiya. Then Zhongli is the shielder, because you don't want Yoimiya to get interrupted. It also protects Yoimiya from taking damage. So what I'm trying to get at is focus on your DPS and build around your DPS. Maybe in the future there will be an instance where you need to focus around other characters. For example, the only way to clear a certain floor is no longer DPS but healing, for example. So let's say that it's not a time gated,
I'll take care of it.
it's the reverse type of abyssal floor. So let's say it's an abyssal floor without monsters, but it's continuous DPS, and you get automatically 3 stars once you clear it, right? So you gotta survive for like 3 minutes without dying, and it's just constant DPS, so you gotta focus on a healer. How would you do that? Well, you would get, well, I would actually get 2 healers if it was like that.
The hunt begins.
So first of all, I would probably get another
This is how it must be.
So let's just say that this mythical floor 13 of Spiral Abyss exists, and it's not about a DPS chick, it's about a healing chick. So you gotta build around your healer, and then support your healer with the following. So you would have another Hydro Resonance or Hydro Elemental to form the Hydro Resonance. So that would give you an increase of 25% max HP. And since healers predominantly focus on HP to heal or scale off HP, you would do that. And then once Barbara's heals are on cooldown, you can use Diona's heals, for example, to keep going. Or if it's continuous damage, you can use some shield to soak up some of that damage. That's just a hypothetical team composition where healing takes the front stage rather than DPS. And then you got to think about reactions. So coming back to,
Ready for a rehearsal?
I believe they
What are
call
my
this
orders?
Morgana team, but
Very well. I shall put my official duties to one side for the moment.
think about how your elements react to each other. So here we have Cryo and Hydro. This will cause a freeze effect and then swirl as well. And then if you think about the order of your reactions, so maybe you don't want to freeze then swirl, maybe you want to swirl then freeze. So team composition and rotation does matter. I think the best way to build a team is have your one DPS and then focus around her and experiment. So first decide what kind of reaction you want with your DPS, if any at all. So say for example Ganyu is doing a freeze comp rather than her normal attack comp. So if she's just using her burst for cryo application, you can try and combine that with Venti Burst and group everyone together, because Ganyu's Burst actually does quadratic damage when groups of enemies are together, because the splash damage hurts each other enemy. And Ayato's Burst is similar to Ganyu's Burst. You can combine these together and then group it, or you can group, then burst and burst. So that would cause not only a freeze, but it would stack up to, I think, exponentially to 16, 4 times 4. So quadratic and then times 16. So you got damage stacking upon damage. So think about the order of your team composition, your reaction team composition, rotation, sorry. And then think about how your elements react to each other. And then think about how the order. Because if you do a different order, you may mess up your rotation. Alright. I know it's a lot to take in, and this video was designed for beginners, but think of this video as beginner to semi-experienced players. Okay, I think that's a lot to take in. I'll leave it for now. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. And then, if you're into role-playing, I guess Lumine will never be swapped out, because that's the MC that you're role-playing. So, I guess you're gonna have to make the MC work, which isn't hard because she can control all the elements eventually. Alright. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications. Leave a comment if this was helpful. If you got lost in this video, apologies. I tried to make this as clear as possible. I did have a script, but I threw it away after the 19th attempt of making this video. I think this is actually 22nd. Okay, leave a comment below if you have questions. I'm sure you do. I know a lot of new players starting Genshin Impact will be kind of confused and overwhelmed. So leave a comment below, I'll try and answer them. Or just leave a comment requesting on another video that I can make so I can explain things better. I've also lowered the volume to 4 so you can actually hear me. A viewer has requested the volume to be lower, but also listen to the background music, so hopefully this is clear enough. Alright, until next time, see ya.